afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. Here's what's making news on this Tuesday. Dane County businesses are preparing to reopen as health officials create a path forward.
The National Guard is providing an update on COVID-19 testing within the state.
And President Trump meets with cabinet officials to discuss the next steps in the pandemic. But first, let's take a look outside on this Tuesday. Another kind of gray, misty day, but the sunshine returns tomorrow. Dana's in the backyard. That's some good news for a change.
It really is. Thankfully today it wasn't quite as wet outside and quite as chilly, but still very cloudy. Here's a live look with our Edgewater sky cam right now. Cloudy sky expected for this evening. Temperatures are currently close to 60 degrees, so we've had a bit of improvement from yesterday, but we should be in the upper 60s for this time of year, so it still is just a little chilly outside. Our breeze coming in about 15 miles per hour, enough you'll notice it. Radar is going to stay quiet now. In fact, our skies are steadily going to turn partly cloudy overnight, and for tomorrow, mostly sunny skies for Wednesday. Wednesday and Thursday will be mild with temperatures in the 70s, and by the weekend we might hit 80 degrees, but that's going to come along with some shower and thunderstorm chances for Memorial Day weekend. We'll look at your full forecast in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Dana. The new Forward Dane plan in place. Businesses are working on their plans to reopen.
Jamie Perez took a walk down State Street today to give us a first look ahead at what next week will look like. Jamie?
Well, I will say that it is very interesting to walk down State Street right now. You can still see people biking, walking, jogging, kind of taking peeks inside of some of these stores to see what some of these modifications are. Now, what I found most interesting is that every single business along State Street is doing something completely different than the one next to them. Some places right now are completely open with just some basic restrictions. Some are requiring face masks, hand sanitizer when you walk in with no more than 5 people inside. Others still don't plan to open for the foreseeable future. I wanted to check out one of the most popular places on State Street here, Ian's Pizza. On top of installing plexiglass around the store, they said come next Tuesday, they still don't plan on opening their dining area until they're allowed to operate at least 50%.
And just doesn't make sense to keep a restaurant at 25%. We'll keep pushing that takeout and we'll push the delivery. We'll have outdoor dining, but we're really focusing on the safety right now.
Most of the restaurants and cafes had their dining areas cleared out with those plexiglass installments throughout their stores. It's something that many of them can see as a long-term and maybe even a permanent change. Coming up tonight at 5, I'll take you through some of the other stores that I walked through and give you a look at what our new normal might look like, at least for the foreseeable future.
Jamie Perez reporting live from State Street. Thank you, Jamie. Rock County health officials say they're ending their county's safer at home mandate this Thursday. Today, county leaders are releasing guidelines for easing restrictions and safely reopening in phases. So far, 5 of the 11 Rock County Health Department benchmarks have been met, and the remaining 6 are marked as making progress toward the benchmark, which means the county is able to move into phase 1 of reopening, which opens retail, restaurants, churches, and parks at limited capacity.
We know we cannot live under orders forever, and that soon we're going to have to begin to trust each other to make the right decisions on physical distancing and other measures to keep us all safe.
Is warning people to be cautious. They specifically mentioned that COVID-19 is disproportionately impacting the Beloit community and communities of color across the county. The Hispanic Latino population, which represents 9% of the population in Rock County, represents 48% of all positive cases.
The Public Health Department says it supports the actions of the Beloit City Council to require additional physical distancing measures in public spaces. The city will allow local businesses to reopen once the Rock County Public Health Order ends Thursday morning. The Beloit resolution also discourages mass gatherings of 25 people or more and encourages people to stay home when possible and avoid traveling outside of Rock County. Right now, city officials say more than 65% of Rock County's confirmed cases are in the Beloit area, despite the city accounting for only 22% of the population.
Of the several metrics Public Health Madison Madison-Dane County has laid out for reopening. The county is currently hitting 5 of them. We still need to see under 4 new positive cases a day and community spread down for 14 days, among other things. This morning, the county announced 10 new cases, bringing the total to 548 positive cases and 25 deaths. Looking at statewide numbers, the percent of positive cases jumped to 5% within the last 24 hours after plummeting to roughly 3% yesterday. The state now has more than 13,000 positive cases and 467 deaths. Milwaukee, Brown, and Racine counties continue to see the most. On a statewide level, Wisconsin has met 4 of the 6 metrics of the Badger Bounce Back Plan. The state needs to improve on the number of healthcare workers showing symptoms and the percentage of positive cases each day. Well, many of us may need to get multiple COVID-19 tests as the pandemic continues and scientists work to find a vaccine.
Our Amanda Quintana is here with more on the effort by DHS and the Wisconsin National Guard to continue mobile testing sites across the state. Amanda?
Well, that gating criteria you just mentioned shows we're moving in the right direction. DHS officials say if we don't keep social distancing and increasing testing and contact tracing, we will likely see another surge in cases. In today's press conference with DHS and the National Guard, they said the Alliant Energy Center testing site will stay open for the foreseeable future. In the last 24 hours, they tested 699 people there, showing a steady flow of demand. They say these mobile testing sites will continue until there's a vaccine.
This is the critical piece about this virus is while we all stayed home, we didn't become immune to the virus, and the virus didn't become any less lethal. So this is why this strategy of extensive testing and contact tracing is so important as we open up. Because if
Willems Van Dyke says they're also keeping a close eye on hospitalizations, saying when our hospitals start to fill up with COVID-19 patients, we're already 3 to 5 weeks behind, and it's too late to take mitigation efforts. The National Guard has also split up some of their teams into 3 smaller squads ready to test long-term care facilities and nursing homes.
All right, Amanda, thank you. The U.S. death toll from the coronavirus has topped 90,000 as states push ahead with reopening. More than 1.5 million Americans have been infected, including a Maryland teen who died from the virus. Texas child care centers welcomed kids once again after Governor Greg Abbott gave them the green light to reopen. The development in Texas came as officials in Maryland confirmed the state's first pediatric death linked to COVID-19. 15-year-old Dariana Dyson, who was being treated at Johns Hopkins. At least 21 states are still seeing new cases, including Georgia, where health officials have come under fire for misleading data used to justify the state's reopening.
Parents need to make sure their kids are taken well care of. They need to make sure they're safe.
Ready to go. We're hoping that the people come out.
New York City restrictions remain tight. City officials are focused on getting 1,000 contact tracers in place by the end of the month to investigate the spread of the virus.
Madison police say they've responded to and broken up 6 parties in the last 4 days. 2 of those were on Friday, 3 on Monday, and 1 just after midnight this morning. Spokesperson Joel Despain says officers have been responding to complaint calls and they're seeking voluntary compliance with stay-at-home orders. Since March 26th, Madison police have responded to 82 calls reporting large social gatherings. They have issued 15 citations. Today, Dane County's Forward Dane plan goes into effect, which removes criminal penalties for violating the county's order.
China's foreign minister said this morning that President Trump's message to the World Health Organization threatening to cut off funding for good is an effort to shift the blame for his administration's failures in responding to the coronavirus. In his scathing 4-page letter, President Trump slammed the World Health Organization for what he called a failed response to COVID-19, an alarming lack of independence from China, and for ignoring credible reports from Wuhan. The president's Health and Human Services Secretary addressed the WHO directly during its annual assembly in Geneva.
There was a failure by this organization to obtain the information that the world needed, and that failure cost many lives.
The president's missive came after China's President Xi Jinping pledged to support an independent probe into the origins of the coronavirus and with a pledge of $2 billion in aid. But Washington called Xi's statement a distraction from what the White House claims to be China's failure to alert the world and said Beijing should pay more.
President Trump is back at the White House holding a meeting with his cabinet after traveling to Capitol Hill to meet with Republicans earlier today. Natalie Brand is at the White House with the latest.
After meeting with Senate Republicans on Capitol Hill, the president again defended his use of the controversial drug hydroxychloroquine, which he says his White House physician approved.
I think it gives you an additional level of safety, but you can ask many doctors are in favor of it. This is an individual decision to make.
Earlier, the president welcomed farmers to the White House, where he announced a multi-billion-dollar plan to give direct relief to agricultural suppliers hit by the pandemic. The administration also wants to purchase food to restock food banks.
Sign-ups will begin on May 26th through your local Farm Service Agency offices. You got to go sign up to pick it up, to get the money. It's already in distribution, $3 billion worth of product for the food lines.
The president has also sent a scathing 4-page letter to the World Health Organization, threatening to permanently freeze its funding unless the agency commits to major changes in the next 30 days.
They have to be much more fair to other countries, including the United States, or we're not going to be involved with them anymore. We'll do it a separate way.
The WHO's Director General agreed to undertake an independent review, though some officials within the organization caution against conducting a forensic examination in the middle of a pandemic. Meanwhile, during a remote hearing, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell gave the Senate Banking Committee an update on federal relief programs.
What Congress has done to date has been remarkably timely and forceful. I think you could say the same about what we've done. I do think we need to take a step back and ask, over time, is it enough?
I think the job numbers will get worse before they get better. So I just want to be very clear that I think that June will be a very difficult quarter.
The Treasury Secretary says the federal government has distributed nearly $1 trillion of relief aid, which is about a third of what's been approved by Congress so far. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
Vice President Mike Pence says he is not taking hydroxychloroquine. The FDA has issued warnings against taking the drug for the coronavirus unless hospitalized under strict doctor supervision.
Wisconsin Representative Tom Tiffany has officially been sworn in. Tiffany easily won a special election last week in northern Wisconsin. The Republican is backed by President Trump. Tiffany fills the seat of former Representative Sean Duffy, who left the office to spend more time with his family. But he'll have to run again in November, and his opponent from the last election, Democrat Tricia Zunker, says she will run against him again as well.
Wisconsin election officials are trying to sort out several changes to the absentee voting process as they prepare for an anticipated crush of mail-in ballots come November. The State Elections Commission is considering a new report that projects nearly 2/3 of all ballots cast in November will come through the mail as voters avoid the polls out of fears of COVID-19. The commission is working on installing tracking technology on mail ballots and is considering mailing ballot application forms to all voters as well as improving voter ID uploads.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says he had no idea the ousted Inspector General at the State Department was investigating him. He also said that Friday's firing of Steve Linick was not an act of retaliation. President Trump told reporters that it was the Secretary of State Pompeo who wanted his agency's Inspector General fired. Now lawmakers from both parties are asking the president for a detailed reasoning for the firing. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi cited reports that Linick was nearing completion of an investigation into the approval of billions of dollars in arms sales to Saudi Arabia. In an interview with the Washington Post, Secretary Pompeo said that Linick's work was undermining the State Department and that the Obama appointee was not performing a function in a way that we had tried to get him to.
That arms sale, by declaring a fake emergency in order to just go forward without the accountability and transparency, is something that is worthy of attention.
You mean he's under investigation because he had somebody walk his dog from the government? I don't know. Doesn't sound, I don't think it sounds like that important. I mean,
President Trump says he's happy to fire any Inspector General who was appointed by his predecessor. Linick is the 5th internal government watchdog fired by President Trump since March.
There is new video of Ahmaud Arbery, the unarmed black man in Georgia who was chased, shot, and killed in February. Britain's Guardian website has uncovered police body cam footage from November of 2017. A Glynn County police officer approached Ahmaud Arbery in a Brunswick, Georgia park. As the officer returns from running Arbery's license, Ahmaud appears to be upset. Less than 2 minutes later, another officer appears after Arbery refuses to let police search his car.
You're not allowing me to search your car? You can't go in my... I'm not asking you. Just don't reach the car, man. Get your hand out of your pocket. Hands out of your pocket. Down. Warning, down.
The second officer then orders Arbery to the ground after he fires his taser, but it malfunctions and doesn't shock Arbery. Eventually, they let Arbery go. More than 2 years later, Arbery would be killed by father and son Gregory and Travis McMichael. Neither of the McMichaels was a Glynn County police officer, but they suspected Arbery was burglarizing a construction site in their neighborhood. The property owner says Arbery took nothing, and surveillance footage shows multiple people walking into that site.
The Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra has released its 2020 Concerts on the Square schedule, but it remains unknown if any of them will even take place. Earlier this spring, the organization decided to postpone the start of the event due to concerns about the coronavirus. It's now scheduled to happen on Tuesday nights beginning July 28th. The first show of the season will be Tchaikovsky Rocks. At this time, it's uncertain if the events will happen due to restrictions by Dane County health officials to limit gatherings of 250 people or more until widespread protections are made available. Well, still to come at 4, do you find yourself throwing away a lot of food because of expiration dates?
Consumer Reports will tell us what those dates mean for different foods. That's when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back after a short break.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
The time is right to do something nice for your home. Why not replace your gutters with LeafGuard, the only gutter system that has earned the Good Housekeeping seal of approval? Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. LeafGuard's patented one-piece seamless design keeps leaves and debris out, which means no more clogs, guaranteed. LeafGuard carries a lifetime warranty, so your home's foundation will be protected forever, and our customers couldn't be happier.
They're the best. I don't have to worry about the gutters getting clogged up with the seeds, the branches, the dirt, the roof sheddings, and it's just one less worry for me.
And right now, save big on your new LeafGuard brand gutter system and get some incredible extras. Order now and get free installation labor, free financing for 12 months, and call before this program is over and get a $100 Visa gift card with your new LeafGuard gutter system. Call now to schedule your free estimate.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping many people with type 2 diabetes like James lower their blood sugar. A majority of adults who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
Here's your A1C.
Oh, my A1C is under 7.
And you may lose weight. Adults who took Ozempic lost on average up to 12 pounds.
I lost almost 12 pounds.
Oh.
For those also with known heart disease, Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death.
It lowers the risk.
Oh. Ozempic is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping me reach my blood sugar goal.
Ask your healthcare provider today about once weekly Ozempic. We remain committed to keeping Ozempic available and affordable during these challenging times. With the Ozempic Savings Card, you may be eligible to pay as little as $25 for a 1-month or 3-month prescription.
students who planned on summer internships and the chance to build professional relationships saw those hopes dashed by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Data from Glassdoor Economic Research shows 1 in 2 internship openings have closed since the coronavirus outbreak in the U.S. began, and internship hiring fell 39% in April compared to last year. Experts say employers across multiple industries are hosting virtual internships where students can still gain valuable experience even if they're missing out on in-person coaching. University of Tampa graduate Alexa Novellis is building relationships in her remote PR internship.
Utilizing Zoom and all of those video chat softwares, you can still, talk to your supervisors, get to know them. It definitely won't be like, hey, let's grab a coffee in like 10 minutes. But you can definitely still, have those conversations.
Experts say the flexibility this moment calls for is attractive to employers. Experts recommend students focus on what they can control, like completing online profiles and reaching out to peers and alumni to build a network. Not surprisingly, internships in travel and tourism industries were the hardest hit, with a 92% drop. That's according to Glassdoor Economic Research. Stocks dipped today after a report questions Moderna's vaccine data. The Dow Industrials lost 390 points, closing at 24,206. The Nasdaq fell 49. The S&P 500 gave up 30. Well, now that we're limiting trips to the grocery store and food deliveries can be few and far between, managing the food we already have in our homes is more important than ever.
The average American household throws away nearly a third of the food that we buy. Charlotte DeLeste and Consumer Reports tells us how to cut back on waste by keeping the food that we buy fresher longer.
If you want to waste less food, Consumer Reports says to maximize the way you store it, starting with the refrigerator. Make space for new food before heading to the store or accepting a delivery. Cold air that can circulate throughout the space will keep your food best. For optimum freshness, your refrigerator should be set at 37 degrees and the freezer at 0. Go through your cupboards and check out the best buy dates and move the oldest foods to the front. And you don't need to take those dates as throw-out dates.
Best buy dates may mean the food will taste best before this date, but it doesn't mean it's unsafe to eat. Examine foods past their best buy date. If you see signs of spoilage, when in doubt, throw it out.
The dry goods in your pantry will last longer if you store them in airtight packaging. This will help keep bacteria and moisture out. And when you freeze or refrigerate foods, wrap them tightly. Then mark them with a date so you're more likely to use them first. And Consumer Report food experts say to keep staples like bread longer, keep it out of the fridge.
Bread can go stale much faster in the refrigerator than if you store it in a cool, dry place, but you can freeze it. Just wrap it tightly and put it in an airtight container or a resealable bag.
If you don't think you'll use milk before it expires, pour a little out of the carton and freeze it. It will keep for up to 3 months. Strawberries will keep for about a week in the refrigerator if you remove the stems and lay them separately in a covered container. Finally, you can freeze eggs. To keep the yolks from hardening and becoming unusable, whisk them a little. Then pour them into an airtight container. They will keep well for about a year in your freezer. For Consumer Reports, I'm Charlotte DeLeste.
There's some good tips there. I was wrong about the bread. I always thought it was the reverse.
Yeah, I was cleaning out the cupboard a few weeks ago and I found some condensed milk from 1999. I moved it. I moved in that house in 2000. I moved it and didn't use it.
Didn't you make a meatloaf with condensed milk?
Sweetened condensed milk.
What did you think it was? Anyway,
it wasn't good, I'll tell you that.
Laugh. Consumer Reports food experts would like to remind you that frozen foods retain their nutrients, so buying frozen produce is a very good way to cut down on waste.
You only use what you need from the freezer, so you throw out less.
Yeah, exactly.
Good advice. All right, still to come at 4. The skies are not too friendly these days. Many people don't feel it's safe to fly right now.
When we come back, we'll find out what the airlines have planned to make the planes safer for future flyers. That's coming up after Dana's First Warn forecast. We'll be right back.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With exciting special offers and deals across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 84 months, plus 3 months deferred payments on select 2019 Ford vehicles.
These are extraordinary times, and we want to thank the extraordinary people in the healthcare community working to care for all of us. At Novartis, we promise to do our part. As always, we're doing everything we can to help keep Cosentyx accessible and affordable. If you have any questions at all, call us, email us, visit us online. We're here to help support you when you need us. Take care and be well. To learn more, call 1-844-COSENTYX or visit Cosentyx.com.
Everybody and everything has been impacted by the recent market crash. But what if your retirement portfolio wasn't? It could be possible with the right kind of planning. So if you're worried about your retirement income, discover how Retirement Income Strategies can help. Call today, 608-208-1800. Make sure you know all your options. Call now to schedule your conference call with Retirement Income Strategies. 608-208-1800.
Comfort Services, buy one air conditioner and get one gas furnace for only $1,000. BOGOs are back, and it's a beautiful thing.
It's best we stay apart for a bit, but you're not alone. We're automatically refunding our customers a portion of their personal auto premiums. Learn more at libertymutual.com/COVID-19.
Shop the largest selection of quality furniture and mattresses from the comfort of your home on steinhoffels.com. Right now, Steinhoffels will ship your purchase free to your curb, driveway, or garage. Start shopping right now with a name you can trust. Steinhoffels.com.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
Take a look at this. Check out Carol Baskins, founder of the Big Cat Rescue and one of the stars of the docuseries Tiger King. She's sporting her new line of cat-themed face masks. You can see there's a whiskered cat smile on the mask along with Baskins' tagline, "Hey, all you cool cats and kittens." You can get in black or leopard print. They're $11 each. Dana likes this.
This is great.
And the website says a portion of the proceeds will go to support first responders and big cats and cool kittens.
How much are they?
$11.
$11. Okay.
All right. Well, it's been kind of foggy around here lately.
Yeah, but here's some video that you'll love. It can be a nuisance, but fog can also be beautiful.
Well, fog shrouded the Sydney Harbour Bridge and parts of the city this morning. The Australian and New South Wales flags were just barely visible atop the iconic landmark, with some skyscrapers peeking out of the thick blanket of fog.
Oh, that's cool, isn't it?
That's very pretty.
Just to see that bridge, just the arch, there it is breaking through.
Yeah, look at that.
With the flags on top. Very cool.
Very cool. Okay, so are we going to see some sun tomorrow?
Yes.
Dana, we need some sun.
It's been a while.
Cut right to the chase.
Yes. We're probably going to get that sunshine back. Of course, we still had some fog this morning. Some patchy fog possible tonight. Nothing like that, though. Right now, we still have a cloudy sky, but we will have mostly sunny skies for Wednesday. Some rain chances approaching by the weekend, but we'll take a closer look at your full forecast right after the break.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinan.
Sunday's New York Times featured a 16-page opinion section entitled "The Cities We Need." It's an extraordinary piece of journalism examining the current challenges and problems cities are facing, if not causing, their role in racial and economic injustice, and their potential to create a healthier, more just world. It's a lot of words, but I recommend it. I also recommend you find on YouTube a video essay by Reverend Dr. Alex G. entitled "A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words." It is a powerful indictment of a nation that has simultaneously grown more tolerant of white expressions of power and hatred while ignoring blatant cowardly, and too often deadly acts against African Americans. It exposes a dichotomy that is immoral and demands a response from white people. This pandemic is exposing a lot of ugly truths about our nation. Fixing them will require a lot of words, a lot of pictures, but most of all, action.
Through all the world events since 1930, Surgenians has provided high-quality flooring and service to area homes and businesses. Surgenian's showroom is now open. Come in to see the area's largest selection of flooring options.
My wife has always been there for me, 46 years. But now it's my turn to take care of the love of my life. I know a Grace will help me take the very best care of her.
Just call. A Grace will help.
We're back.
We got our to-go food.
Oh, good. What a treat after a long week and no cleanup.
When you can't dine in, then get it to go and support our restaurants during Madison Magazine's Restaurant Week to Go. 2 weeks of fabulous to-go menus you'll love. Visit madisonmagazine.com for details and menus. Restaurant Week to Go, presented by Kesnick's. Food service design, equipment, and supplies.
I guess there is still cleanup to do.
This is our home. We've never seen it look quite like this.
But there's no mistaking it. And it's our job to protect it.
Because the best people to fight for our communities
are those within them.
So if you've just bought a Volkswagen or were thinking of buying sometime soon, we're here to help with the community-driven promise.
Paid spokesperson.
Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with ovarian cancer after regular use of Johnson & Johnson baby powder? You may be entitled to compensation. A December 2018 Reuters news report states that from 1971 to the early 2000s, Johnson & Johnson was aware their raw talc and finished powders sometimes tested positive for small amounts of asbestos, but didn't disclose it to regulators or the public. Substantial verdicts have already been awarded because of Johnson & Johnson's failure to warn the public of this risk, including a $4.69 billion verdict in July of 2018 and 3 other verdicts totaling over $614 million. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer after regular use of Johnson & Johnson baby powder for feminine hygiene purposes, you may be entitled to compensation. How do you fight for the compensation you deserve? You choose the right legal team that has the experience, support staff, and resources to get the most compensation for your injuries. Call now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Still cloudy, but we're moving in the right direction. We've gotten rid of the rain. It's not quite as chilly outside, and soon we will be looking at mostly sunny skies. All of that rain is now moving east. They're seeing quite a soaker here in the southeast and moving towards the east coast. But as it pulls away for us, the cloud coverage is steadily moving out as well, and soon high pressure will really build in and keep us nice and quiet and really sunny for the middle of the week. So it'll stay mostly cloudy through the evening. Skies will steadily become partly cloudy overnight. So by Wednesday morning, we will have mostly sunny skies, and that's how it'll stay through the afternoon. Temperatures will also be back in the 70s. So tomorrow it's just going to be a little more pleasant outside. For Thursday, we'll also see mostly sunny skies. Nothing new moving in for the middle of the week, and we get to see temperatures back in the 70s. Later in the evening and afternoon, it might become partly sunny. A little more cloud coverage building in. Our rain chances looking towards the end of May, very likely that we will trend above average. It's starting to see very likely that looking ahead to next week, we'll have several rounds of rain, some thunderstorms possible too. So we'll get a little more rain coming through, but we get to enjoy the drier weather for the next several days. Our temperature trend is just continuing on the up, likely going to hit 80 degrees a few times as we get through Memorial Day weekend and into next week. And our warm trend, not just for southern Wisconsin, but if your weekend plans take you around the Midwest, if you are having to head out anyway. thankfully temperatures are going to stay above average. Tomorrow we'll hit about 70 degrees, again with mostly sunny skies. It is going to be a little milder outside with a breeze coming from the east, 8 to 15 miles per hour, enough that you'll notice it. Partly sunny throughout the afternoon on Tuesday, in the low 70s for afternoon highs. Notice our overnight lows also creeping up into the 60s by the weekend. For Saturday and Sunday, temps will start to get close to 80 and in the low 80s by Sunday, but we will have the chance for showers and thunderstorms, scattered showers and thunderstorms likely on Monday with partly sunny skies on Tuesday. Temperatures staying close to 80 degrees, and we get to stay there until Wednesday as well. By the end of next week, we might drop back just a little bit into the 70s, but that's still above average, and our overnight lows will still stay close to 60 degrees. So temperature-wise, not a bad stretch for the next 10 days as we start to look ahead to the end of May, but it is going to come along with a few chances for those showers and thunderstorms.
But not washouts on the weekend.
No, we're not looking at a lot of rain. There's going to be plenty of dry hours mixed in there too, but we'll keep a close eye on the radar with those storm chances, of course.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you, Dana. Many Americans say they are unlikely to fly even after restrictions are lifted.
That's according to a recent survey, but airlines say they're working to lower the risk of people getting sick while traveling. Chris Van Cleve got a rare behind-the-scenes look at what United Airlines is doing.
We're on our way back to Denver.
The friendly skies that United flight attendant Nick Engen knew have turned turbulent.
What we're doing is giving out waters or canned beverages, sodas, no cups, no ice.
He's documenting the new normal of flying for his video blog, Non-Rev Nick, including his now standard pre-flight temperature check.
Cool, thank you.
Arriving at Washington Dulles, flyers find a much emptier terminal, fewer kiosks, plexiglass shields, reminders to distance, and stepped-up cleaning. Online outrage over this crowded flight prompted United to launch a new social distancing policy this week, alerting passengers if they're on a flight with 70% or more of the seats sold. The vast majority are less than half full.
Everyone has a different sense of what is considered uncomfortable. We are inventing a playbook for cleaning and keeping things safe every day.
Before boarding, a team of cleaners go row by row, wiping down seats, tray tables, knobs, anything people might touch. Then the plane is disinfected using an electrostatic fogger. Also used in hospitals, it sprays a mist that kills viruses and bacteria. By June, United plans to be doing this fogging between every flight on every plane. How does fresh air get into the plane?
Through these inlets.
Maintenance Managing Director Jim Hammer says cabin air is constantly refreshed during flight and run through a hospital-grade HEPA filter like this that strips out bacteria and viruses. Linda Bowen and her family are waiting to board a flight to Chicago after her mother passed away. She admits she's a little nervous.
If there was going to be too many people around, not practicing the social distancing, not wearing masks, but I found that most are.
Hey, how are you? Gone is boarding by group number. Now flights are boarding back to front. As passengers get on, they're handed sanitizing wipes. The airlines say they need about 70% of the seats full to be profitable. Right now, they say they're averaging just 31 passengers per domestic flight, but their numbers are trending up. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Reagan National Airport, Virginia.
And the airlines say they need about 70% of the seats full to be profitable.
Right now, they say they're averaging just 31 passengers per domestic flight, but those numbers are trending up. There's more to come at 4. Coming up later, Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council will have some great burger recipes.
And then tonight at 5, our Adam Duxter takes a look at how Rock County plans to reopen amid the pandemic. That's coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 5.
Sunroom saving season is here. Four Seasons has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 20 to 30%. Everything from decks and pergolas to screen rooms, porch conversions, patio rooms, sunrooms, and our new life room with retractable screens are on sale now. Let CoolView show you how to tame your backyard and improve your lifestyle. Call for a free backyard survey, design, and quote.
Get a new view from CoolView.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With exciting special offers and deals across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 84 months, plus 3 months deferred payments on select 2019 Ford vehicles.
Now I get to make a difference in people's lives the way that the nurses that took care of my grandma made a difference in her life.
Now is the time to change your life. Herzing University makes it possible without leaving home. Herzing offers dozens of online degrees in nursing, healthcare, IT, and business. Start studying online and take the first step toward a new career.
I'm an ICU nurse.
I'm possible at Herzing.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
Tonight at 5, many businesses in downtown Madison are planning on reopening next week. How they plan to keep themselves and customers safe. That's tonight at 5.
Clouds will start to clear later tonight, setting us up for several days of dry and pleasant weather. The Memorial Day weekend will be warm with some thunderstorm chances. My forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, Rock County health officials announce an end to their safer at home mandate. How they plan to gradually reopen businesses. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Picture from the Edgewater Skycam of a pretty quiet UW Memorial Union
Couple people
Terrace.
walking along there.
Yeah, a good place to take a little bit of run, but it'll be nice to see everybody back soon. Yeah,
yes.
That's right, on this cloudy Tuesday. Doctors have many unanswered questions about coronavirus and how it attacks the body.
One potential treatment focuses on drugs that help regulate a patient's immune response to the virus. Senior medical correspondent Dr. Tara Narula has details.
One of the biggest mysteries surrounding COVID-19 is why some patients show mild symptoms while others become gravely ill. Molecules called cytokines may hold a clue.
Cytokines are a very powerful weapon in our immune system, and we need them.
Dr. Benjamin Lebwall is an epidemiologist at Columbia University.
We do think that cytokine storm is responsible for most of the bad consequences we see in severe COVID-19.
As the body fights COVID-19, overproduction of these molecules can trigger a cytokine storm, where the immune system attacks the body's own vital organs like the lungs and heart, causing tissue damage. Drugs that block cytokine function are already being used for inflammatory diseases like rheumatoid arthritis.
I was willing to accept the side effects because I felt pretty bad.
In late March, ER resident Dr. Andres Maldonado tested positive for coronavirus, along with high-flow oxygen, hydroxychloroquine, and antibiotics. His colleagues at New York's Jacobi Medical Center also gave him tocilizumab, a drug that blocks the IL-6 molecule, one of the main cytokines that trigger inflammation.
The next day, I just never had a fever. It never came back.
Do you feel like the tocilizumab made a difference in your course?
I can't say 100% that it was this drug, and we don't have enough data on any of these things.
To get that data on tocilizumab, also known as Actemra, clinical trials are now underway. New Orleans' Ochsner Health trial is led by Dr. Julia Garcia Diaz, who says taking the drug early will be critical.
If they're being intubated for 2 weeks, and all their organ systems are failing, I think that there comes a point that is probably a little too late.
Just 2 weeks after being discharged, Dr. Andres Maldonado is back at work at Montefiore and Jacobi Medical Centers.
I'm completely overwhelmed right now.
Helping others battle COVID-19.
I share with them, like, I had it too. I was in the ICU and I got better. And that seems to be reassuring to them that, look, I'm back at work standing.
Tocilizumab, or Actemra, is an intravenous drug. Patients typically get 1 or 2 doses. The goal is to enroll 450 patients in this placebo-controlled randomized clinical trial. We hope to have early results in the coming weeks. Dr. Tara Narula, CBS News, New York.
We learn more every day.
Yeah, we do. It's true.
Well, the holiday weekend is almost here, and a lot of people will probably be grilling out with the family, of course.
If you're looking for a couple of recipes to spark up those burgers, Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council will have them for you. That's when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
Every day, our doctors and nurses, our cooks, housekeepers, therapists, and every member of your healthcare team give the most of themselves to care for you, to care for our community. These are your champions of health.
Wouldn't it be nice to not have to deal with your messy gutters anymore? Leave that nasty chore in the rearview mirror with a new Leaf Guard gutter system. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. My team would love to show you how Leaf Guard's patented design keeps leaves and debris out so you can give up cleaning your gutters forever. And now is the best time to get Leaf Guard. Order now and get free installation labor, free financing for 12 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your purchase. Call now to set up a free estimate.
It's totally normal to have constipation with belly pain, straining, and bloating again and again.
No way.
More exercise, more water, and more fiber is the only way to manage it.
Is it?
Maybe you think it's occasional constipation.
Maybe it's not.
It could be a chronic medical condition called IBS-C, and time to say yes to Linzess. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It helps relieve belly pain and lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Change your thinking to IBS-C. If your constipation and belly pain keeps coming back, tell your doctor and say yes to Linzess.
At Machinery Road Bicycles, you'll find Wisconsin's largest selection of cycling apparel, shoes, and helmets from Perla Zumi, Castelli, Trek, Gore, Showers Pass, Terry, Bell, and Giro. There's no such thing as bad weather, just unsuitable clothing. At Machinery Road Bicycles, you'll find cycling apparel for all seasons, whether you're trying to beat the heat or stay warm and dry. Lots of great bargains. From commuting to triathlon, from quality basics to the gear the pros wear, and everything in between. The most beautiful bicycle store in the world, Machinery Road Bicycles, has you covered.
To our Pick and Save associates, for the long hours and late nights, for the miles traveled and the shelves restocked, for making a difference in our customers' lives, for doing so much more than your job. Everyone at the Kroger family of brands and our customers say thank you. In a time when daily life feels a bit uncertain, your hard work is keeping America fed. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Every day, our doctors and nurses, our cooks, housekeepers, therapists, and every member of your healthcare team give the most of themselves to care for you, to care for our community. These are your champions of health.
Well, these bandits in Virginia decided to disguise themselves with hollowed-out watermelons. Police say the pair robbed a convenience store earlier this month. They've been arrested and charged one suspect. They're still looking for the second melon head. The weekend is coming up, and although it's wise to continue practicing social distancing, it doesn't mean you can grill up some burgers.
Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council has some new recipes to share.
Hi, Mark and Susan. I've got 2 awesome, tasty burger recipes today for us. Since Memorial Day is here, can you believe it? It's the official kickoff to summer grilling. And beef burgers are perfect on the grill all summer long. And so I've got 2 recipes. So some things to think about when you're making your beef burgers. Any kind of ground beef would work. I actually like a higher fat content ground beef when I'm grilling Right now I'm grilling inside on this little electric grill, but outside on my gas or charcoal grill. I like the higher fat content ground beef because you're going to lose a lot of your juices, your fat through your grill grate. So if you start with a really lean ground beef, like a ground round or ground sirloin, you might want to add an egg and some breadcrumbs to keep it bound together and keep some moisture in there. But these are just ground sirloin burgers in here in my indoor grill. And I just get it on low, and always use your meat thermometer when grilling burgers so you can check that temperature. You want to insert it horizontally from the side and make sure they get up to 160 degrees. And then you know you're done and they're cooked through and ready to go. So let's talk about the recipes. The first recipe is called a Caribbean beef burger with a mango salsa. And I'm starting with the Hawaiian bun. And then I've just got a beef patty. And I added to my ground beef some Caribbean jerk seasoning, a couple tablespoons, so a pound of ground beef. So I did that already. And I grilled them. So I put them on my buns. And I did take a minute and toasted the buns first. And then a simple, fresh mango salsa. And I started with, you can use one real mango. I have the real jarred mango, which I love because it's so easy. So about the equivalent to one mango, it's about a cup. A little bit of green onion, fresh cilantro, a little bit of jalapeno, a little bit less than a half of a jalapeno, and then a tablespoon of fresh lime juice. And that is it. And this is so tasty on top of this ground sirloin beef burger with the Caribbean jerk seasoning in it. It is amazing. Okay, second recipe, barbecue chipotle burgers. And this is fun too because I'm starting with a really fun bun. I have just Texas toast that I made in the oven. Took about 6-7 minutes. So I baked that, and then just a plain beef burger patty, a little salt and pepper on it, and a homemade chipotle barbecue sauce. So I started with beer as the base, and then added some Worcestershire, some ketchup, some brown sugar, and then a little bit of this, the chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. And reduce that on the stovetop, and it makes a super tasty, easy homemade barbecue sauce. And actually you could use this on anything, even on your steaks on the grill if you're grilling steaks this Memorial Day weekend. So our Wisconsin Beef Council website is beeftips.com, and click on right on the home screen, At Home with Beef, and you'll find these recipes plus a lot of other great grilling recipes, perfect for this coming holiday weekend. So back to you, Mark and Susan.
Well, now I'm hungry.
Me too. They look great.
The problem with Angie not being in the studio is we don't get to taste it.
That's true, or the smell-o-vision either.
But it those look awfully good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Angie. Beeftips.com. All right, we'll be right back with a final check of your forecast.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection remains open to serve our customers and communities during these times of uncertainty. During Safer at Home, we've got you covered for all your plumbing service needs. Call us for help. We are here for you.
Choosing the right Medicare plan is simple, right? Except that there are a lot of choices from a lot of companies. Avoid the confusion and the junk mail. Come to Informed Choice Insurance Agency. We know Medicare, and we offer many of Wisconsin's popular plans. There's no cost and no obligation to come discuss your Medicare options with the experienced team at Informed Choice. Call us today.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. And with great deals available, there's never been a better time to buy at your local dealership. To find the dealer near you, visit CubCadetDealers.com.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Hi, folks.
looks Wednesday morning. Hattie has sunny skies and the chance of temperatures in the 70s in our first warn forecast.
And local grocery stores say they're seeing some new trends develop when it comes to what people are buying during the pandemic.
See you starting at 4:30.
Trust us to get it right.
To keep you prepared.
When severe weather is on the way.
And your family's safety is on the line.
Our team and technology are ready to help you stay safe.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now.
Cloudy skies right now and a little breezy. A few folks actually getting out and about, even with the breeze coming through. Our wind speeds are in the mid-teens, but temperature-wise, we're close to 60, so it's nice to not be quite as chilly outside. 60 in Madison, 59 in Janesville right now, and about 57 for Platteville and Mineral Point. Now, as we look ahead to our extended outlook, our 6 to 10-day outlook puts us through Memorial Day weekend and into the following week. It's starting to seem quite likely that those temperatures are going to be very mild, above average, and even into the 80s. It is going to come along with a few chances for showers and thunderstorms, though. Gary's going to have a closer look at that in your Memorial Day forecast coming up during the news at 5.
All right, Dana, thank you. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, it's one of the Carbone Cancer Center's biggest fundraisers, Coaches versus Cancer.
Well, this year, like everything else, it's going virtual. We'll find out how that's going to work and how you can take part tomorrow on Live at 4.